ready to get this show on the road.
The catchphrase of all catchphrases.
Segment we have Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who is putting his 4 title rings and other memorabilia up for auction. Hopefully he don't get busted like OJ for doing that. To a charity event.
I mean, we literally traded the unicorn out for some picks, which is a gamble, which I think we, in time will tell if that will work out or not. It's basically like going to Vegas, you're gambling, and when you go to Vegas, it's either you coming home rich or you coming home with no clothes on. And that's what the Knicks is doing. They know they either coming back rich with KD and Kyrie through free agency 2019, or they're going to be the laughing stock of the league in sports history. I'm not going to sit here and lie to the American people because I'm a native New Yorker. I am a native Brooklyn guy. Trevor Lawrence is a true freshman. All right, he's a true freshman, and I'm letting you know right now, he's the best quarterback prospect I've ever seen. And I'm not a prisoner of the moment type of dude, ladies and gentlemen. We live in this generation where, somebody get hot and, he's the best thing that was ever made.
The GOAT, the greatest of all time, the GOAT is Michael Jordan. He's the greatest to ever string up a pair of sneakers. You know what I'm saying? He got the championship 6 for 6, the scoring, everything. LeBron James is the best in this era, but if you pass gas in this era, it's a foul.
The best Kevin Durant, most likely. Maybe unless if they make the playoffs, maybe towards the end of that second year, you might see him getting there. But it's probably going to be like year 3. So you got 2 years with top 3 player Kevin Durant on your team.
And honestly, as you talking right now, and the Knicks just float around my brain, right? I just feel like crying. I had to hold back tears literally a few seconds ago because I don't want to cry on my show. You know what I'm saying? That's not what we do.
This ain't that type of show.
It's not a soap opera. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it feels like a soap opera when it comes to the Knicks. It's just like it's heartbreaking because I felt throughout this whole year that Kevin Durant to the Knicks was a done deal. I said it on in the huddle.
People did. It was the word was around the league. Everything.
If y'all seen the last episode, the season finale of my radio show in college, In the Huddle, and I made the prediction of KD coming to the Knicks. I said it with passion, all right? And I almost cried on the air. I said Kevin Durant is coming to New York. He's coming, all right?
Kevin Durant will be in a Knicks uniform, playing in MSG with Spike Lee in the crowd. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't do it no more, man. It's about time the Knicks do something. It's been so long. I'm about to have a breakdown right now. It's been so long, all right? I've been a Knicks fan, all right? That's the first team I started watching. And it's just like, I can't watch them no more. Who want to see these bums? Who want to see these bums on the court? Not me. Not me at all. I'm tired of it, all right? It's the daggone Knicks. It's the Mecca, okay? You know how whack this team is? When you got school trips going to the games.
Season finale.
You got school trips going to the games. Finale. I'm tired of it, man. They selling free tickets on the street. For these bums.
And now, it's just like with this injury, I'm just hurting because the speculation is going away. It's not Knicks anymore. It's just floating away. We are live from the S Street Media headquarters in Queens, New York. Brings you another episode of the Real Leel Show where I give my unique takes on the latest news going on in the world of sports and pop culture. So the last 2 episodes, we had the Like Father Like Son edition and the episode last week featuring Real Fans Will Talk. So check them shows out if you haven't already. And today I will be doing the show solo on this 4th of July. Hope everybody's having a good time. And if you pop in the firecrackers, make sure you don't lose a limb or arm at that too. So be careful out there. Because I know as soon as I leave here, I'm going to be hearing those joints all night. So I ain't going to be able to sleep tonight. So you know what? Might as well come out here swinging with a good episode so I can watch it throughout the night. But anyway, without further ado, it's time to get the show On the road, the famous line that I always use when I do my shows. Back in college, I'm bringing it to the podcast. So anyway, I want to start off this show with, some RIPs to a few people that we lost. We lost Jared Lorenzo. He was a former quarterback of the New York Giants. We lost him yesterday at age 38. Very young brother. So my condolences go out to the family and to the former teammates and friends. We also lost Tyler Zags, an Angel pitcher, 27, who died recently. Once again, condolences go out to the family and the teammates. And Kendrick Norton lost the arm today in a fatal car accident this morning. He was a defensive tackle for the Dolphins currently. So, and anybody who I didn't mention that doesn't play sports, that don't get the recognition all the time of day, that lost their life, my condolences go out to those family and friends. But now, ladies and gentlemen, enough with the sad talk. Well, then again, no, because I'm about to talk about the Knicks. So you know what? We're going to stay on the sad talk. I'm going to start with my Real Leel blog for the week, which will go up with the Real Fans Will Talk website later on in the week. And you know what? Since it's the 4th of July, I said to myself, I'm going to give it a little flavor. This blog that I just made today is called the Knicks Declaration of Independence. Ladies and gentlemen, since this is the 4th of July, I think as a Knicks fan, we need to declare our independence from this brother named James Dolan. This owner has been ruining stuff for many years now in the Knicks franchise, and it's evident he's a key reason why we are not landing big-time free agents, as we need to land, being the Mecca known as MSG and the Knicks. I just found out today. I was scrolling on Instagram, and I came across a video, and I never knew that this brother James Dolan wrote a racist song about Trayvon Martin. I never knew that at all. I just thought he had issues. I didn't know he was racist on the side with that. So now, oh yeah, we get into it. So my heart goes out to the brother who got banned from attending the Knicks game for calling out James Dolan and saying, James Dolan, sell the team. Shout out to you, brother. If nobody was going to say it to him publicly, you needed to say it, and you did it. I know you lost a lot. You can't go to the Knicks games no more, but damn sure I don't even want to go no more because there's nothing to see. All right? So, a lot of people on the outside, right? If you're not a Knicks fan, you won't know why we act the way we act. You looking out on the outside, and you're just like, yo, what is wrong with these cats? These cats is just so crazy when it comes to the Knicks. I never seen a delusional fan base like that in my life. Well, if you're not going through it, you wouldn't know. Because there's a saying that I made today as well, right? And the saying goes, you can't visualize what you don't realize, right? Is that the saying, or am I mixing it up? Oh, yeah, here we go. It's hard to distinct. We're going to leave it at that, whatever. So what I'm basically saying, ladies and gentlemen, right? If you're in a big city known as the Mecca, right? The Mecca of the world in sports, and you've been a lost franchise for over 10 years, well, over 40 years at that, how would you feel? How would you feel? Exactly. So the line that I did want to say a few minutes ago, it's easy to criticize what you can't visualize or don't realize. And that goes out to the people that's looking at us like we crazy. So I said on previous episodes ago that if the Knicks traded away the unicorn, free up all that cap space, and don't land one marquee free agent, they will be the laughingstock of the league and in sports history. They know they either coming back rich with KD and Kyrie through free agency 2019, or they're going to be the laughingstock of the league and in sports history. They're the laughingstock of the league in sports history. Simple as that. They didn't land one big free agent, and it was a ton in this class this year. So this is another prime example of our history as being a Knicks fan. We had the best odds to land Zion Williamson through the draft lottery. We striked out. We had a chance to get a marquee free agent in Kevin Durant, who has been tied to the Knicks all year long. The talk was, it's not a matter of if, but when Kevin Durant will come to New York. The brother never showed up. And his buddy Kyrie Irving never showed up. We didn't even land Kemba Walker. Do you know where Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving went, instead of coming to the Knicks, right across the bridge, 20 minutes away, train ride away. I mean, my gosh. The Knicks reminds me of myself when it comes to these females. We always striking out. And it reminds me of everybody hates Chris. And I'm going to actually say it like this. Everybody hates Knicks. Because that's what it seemed like. Nobody want to be a part of this franchise whatsoever. And it's sickening. And it's just like, you know what? As a Knicks fan, how longer should we wait? How longer? And it's crazy that we got to do things the old-fashioned way. We got to, get guys that, you could probably, bench roll guys and get them contracts. And, yeah, people might look at it like it's a good thing. And obviously, it is the good thing at this point because we have no other option. So it's like, if now, when? And it seems like it's always going to be that with the Knicks. All right? No matter whatever go wrong, will go wrong with the Knicks. And that's what I got to say. So, ladies and gentlemen, as a Knicks fan, I declare our independence from this brother James Dolan. He needs to sell the team. Straight up and period. Straight up, point blank period, he needs to sell this team because he doesn't deserve to be head of this franchise. That's supposed to be the Mecca. All right? So shall it be written, so shall it be done. The Real Leel Show starts right now.
Trying not to turn up, trying to calm down, got to. I just can't sometimes. Feel like I'm Pablo, feel like Escobar, feel like a Chapo, if they went too far. Feel like I'm Tony, my friends let me scar, let me with no heart, let me with no heart. Feel like I'm Pablo, feel like Escobar, feel like a Chapo, if they went too far. Feel like I'm Tony, my friends let me scar, let me with no heart, let me with no heart, let me with no heart. I just play my part. Told me not to come to your dog at the bar. Lose situation in the pool with sharks. I'm plugged in, I can turn my pain into art. Young static shot, I give you bitches spark. Put that bag over your face, now you're in the dark. Renovate the hotel in the pen now. I want the ransom, you come late, we chopping skin off. Don't pull up to the yoke, bring my cash, no window. Yeah, I've been the GOAT, bitch, I was born in December. Remember we were kings, we had expensive things. Over those ass hood dreams, damn. Feel like I'm Pablo, feel like Escobar, feel like a Chapo, if they went too far.
To some NBA free agency. Obviously, I brought up Kyrie and Kevin Durant and DeAndre Jordan will be joining the Brooklyn Nets. Now, how do I feel about this? Okay, I just told you how I feel on the Knicks perspective, but I am a native Brooklyn guy. I am from Brooklyn. I was born and raised in Brooklyn. I went to high school like 3 blocks away from the Barclays Center, so I got to see the Barclays Center, the evolution of it. Before, when they were building the Barclays Center, and I used to drive by there, I used to say, why are they building this big behind building over here with the Atlantic Mall right across the street and all this traffic? Like, come on. But then over time, seeing what the Barclays Center has done for the surrounding area, the jobs that people are getting, the infrastructure and all that comes with it, the boxing matches, the tours. You don't got to go all the way to New Jersey to see people perform. You can see them right at the Barclays Center. Boxing matches coming over there. And, I'm a boxing guy. So I see the positives of the Barclays Center and the Nets being able to play basketball over there. Now, with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant being on the Nets now, I can tell you the Barclays Center is going to be rocking. Because I just found out that Joey Badass, he's an ambassador of the team. And you still got, Jay-Z, who probably, he don't own stuff like how he used to. But he still be over there in the games with Beyonce, his lovely wife and all that. They be out there over there on the court. So I could see where, as a Nets fan, I'm not a Nets fan. I respect the Nets. But at the same time, if you are a Nets fan, you should be happy with this trade. With this free agency moving, should I say. Because a lot of people are saying, it's Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. Yes, they're good, but they got some personalities on them. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But if you're a Nets fan, you should be genuinely happy that you got 2 All-Stars on your team. You never could go wrong with 2 All-Stars at the end of the day. Last year, y'all over-exceeded expectations. You got to the playoffs. Nobody thought you was going to get to the playoffs. You did. A 42-40 record. and D'Angelo Russell was the guy that led you over there when Karis LeVert went down to an injury, and y'all got bumped the first round. Now you get an All-Star, you get another All-Star, you add that to the team, and you cannot sit here and tell me y'all not supposed to be better. Obviously, Kevin Durant will miss the 2019 season because he's coming off an injury, but with Kyrie Irving there, he should be able to do enough to get y'all to at least the first or second round of the playoffs until KD comes back, and then he will be the God, the Savior, the Jesus Christ walking on a donkey or whatever to take y'all to the promised land, hopefully, right? But for those of y'all who got an asterisk by this move, which is understandable, it's because of the personalities of KD and Kyrie. But before I touch on that, there's another thing I want to say, right? Because I am genuinely happy and I'm upset at the same time. Like I said, I'm from Brooklyn, so I got respect for the Brooklyn Nets, and I got respect for them. Like, I got major respect for them. And, you know, to get a marquee free agent to come to New York, me and able, because I can literally take a train to go see them play, you know, buy me a ticket or whatever. But at the same time, being the Knicks fan is just heartbreaking because, and I said this on my reactions, my initial reactions that I did on YouTube. When I went after not James Dolan, see, this guy's in my head right now, Bob Myers, right? The president of the Warriors, who, you know, he made a selfish decision by playing KD in the finals, right? Because KD, he tore his Achilles in the finals. He got injured before that. It was, you know, said to be a knee sprain or whatever, but he shouldn't have been playing. What they did was they said this: KD is out the door, right? This is his free agency. He was tied to the Knicks all year. He's halfway out the door. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna play this brother, right? If he can go a little bit, we're gonna play him because he's gonna get us a championship, and then he's gonna lead us to the promised land, and then he's gonna go bye-bye, and we have a ring to celebrate with, right? That's what they did. So they put the brother out there, and a few minutes into the game, the brother tore his Achilles, and that ruined everything. That's when KD to the Knicks died at that point, because talks was Kyrie and KD, right? They were gonna play together. I mean, come on. These brothers don't go on dates for no reason. These brothers was out there, you know, at Applebee's or whatever restaurant it was, laughing and giggling. Come on. We already knew they was talking to go, you know, to another team in free agency. Come on, man. Like, it's just plain old right there in your face, right? Laughing, giggling, you know, talking in the hallway, whispering, smiling, all that. So we knew they was going to play together. And a lot of people was like, listen, KD being the best player in the world, Kyrie should follow KD wherever KD so pleases to go. Shouldn't be the other way around. KD shouldn't be following Kyrie because Kyrie is not on KD's level. He's a Robin. He's not a Batman. KD is a Batman. But when Kevin Durant went down to that injury that he had no business playing in that game, guess what it did? It said, you know what, Kevin Durant, you're coming off an Achilles injury. What are the likely chances of a player coming back from that? It's not good chances. Not a lot of players did it. Right? It ended Kobe's career. You see what's going on with DeMarcus Cousins right now. He can't even get a mid-level offer. So you know what? We're on the same plateau. As far as I'm concerned, you need me now because you're hurt. You need that safe Robin with you. You need that good organization, that good franchise with key role plays that can help you out. You can't go to Knicks by yourself. You're coming off an injury, and you're going to have to lead them to the promised land. And we all know what the Knicks has been for the last 40 years. So as far as I'm concerned, you need me. So you should be following me. And it just, KD was like, you're right. I'm coming off an Achilles injury. The best place for me to win right now is in Brooklyn. And that's where they went. So, you know, I totally understand the move. I understand once he got injured, the Knicks' chances was over. It just was that. And I blame Bob Myers. He went on that little speech, this little speech rant that he went by, you know, saying, you know, KD, I'm sorry, you know, if we wanted to blame anybody, blame me. Of course, we're going to blame you because he shouldn't have been in the game in the first place. And you know what you did, Bob Myers? You ruined our free agency as NBA fans and as Knicks fans. That's what I got to say, honestly. So instead of being called Bob Myers, I'm going to call you Michael Myers because you're killing us. You're literally killing us. Now, we missed out on KD as a Knicks organization. And that's just what it is. But Kevin Durant here, getting more into Kevin Durant, this brother is a soul searcher. That's what it is. You have those people in your world that nothing makes them happy. You know, Kevin Durant, he played with Russ, right, on OKC. He left over there. Good, you know, good organization. Obviously, he didn't want to be under Russell Westbrook, which was understandable, but he went to Golden State, a 73-win team, all right, one of the best regular seasons in the world. Won 2 chips over there, right? Could have won another one this year. Obviously, we all know what transpired. But he won championships. He got to face the biggest challenge of them all. He got to taste the champagne. You know what I'm saying? He did all that. But it was something in his brother that wasn't fulfilling, right? He wanted something else. That wasn't the pinnacle for him. He wanted to do something else. He's a journeyman. He wanted to leave that predicament with the Warriors and find another challenge. And I can understand that, right? Who wouldn't want to challenge themselves? Because some people, they love winning and they will always want to win. And some people, they get bored. They want to try other things. Yes, they want to win, but they want to win somewhere else. They want to challenge themselves. And KD going with Kyrie is basically saying, listen, we want to challenge ourselves. We want to go to the Eastern Conference and see if both of us can lead a team to the promised land on our own without a Steph Curry out there shooting threes, without a Klay Thompson. They want to do it by themselves, and I understand that. You have these people that, don't know really what they want. They soul searchers. They journeymen. I know people like that that's not even in sports. Nothing you do can make them happy. You can get them a birthday present with some chocolate and candy, and nothing you could do can make him or her, whoever your preference is, happy, right? Because I got to go by that now because we in that type of generation. I'm going to get to that in my second show. But that's just what it is. So KD is that type of guy. He was in a good position, in a good organization, with a good head coach. And now is more reports coming out the woodwork that Kevin Durant was not fond of Steve Kerr, the head coach of the Warriors. He felt unappreciated. So, listen, I ain't all this. Him and the Splash Brothers, him and one of the Splash Brothers, Stephen Curry, didn't have the best relationship. Obviously, I can understand that as well because you got to realize you go into practice, right? You're practicing with these guys. You're going to games with these guys. But guess what? After practice, Stephen Curry is going home to his wife. And he better go home to his wife the way how his wife, Aisha Curry, is acting up in the media lately. He going to his wife. Kevin Durant, he want to go party. You know what I'm saying? He want to go out. He want to get a couple beers and stuff. So it's 2 different dudes in 2 different lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? Stephen Curry is the husband. He's a family man. He got to go home and attend to his family. And Kevin Durant, after he leaves practices, he could go to the club with Draymond Green, throw a couple bands, and see girls dance. And that's just what it is. And I know that because I'm in that space. I'm in the radio business. I had a radio host that we back in Cortland on the Mike and Leel Keeping It Real radio show. He was a guy. He basically was married without putting a ring on it, if you know what I mean. And we didn't hang out much after the radio station. You would think because our chemistry was so good in the radio booth that all right, we hanging out together all day, every day. Nah, he went on and did his duties as a boyfriend or whatever, and I went on and I hanged out with my friends and we didn't even say much to each other. But once we got into the booth, we knew how to rock that chemistry. So that's the same thing with Kevin Durant and Stephen Curry. And maybe he want that friendship, but he had that with Russell Westbrook. He didn't even text the brother when he was going to leave. And as a guy, man to man, if you're going to leave, and we playing together, you got to tell me, listen, I'm out of here. I can't just find out on the media, on TV. Like, that's very, very disrespectful, right? So I don't know how him and Kyrie Irving is going to work. Do I think it's going to work? I don't know. I'm not Nostradamus. But at the same time, this is something that these guys wanted to do. They wanted to play together. But I can tell you this. When you're dealing with people like that's the same, for example, they have the same type of personality, right? They moody, they, bipolar. When they together, it normally don't work out well. I'm letting you know that right now. It normally doesn't work out well. So with Kyrie, knowing his history, knowing a guy that he's an ISO player, he demands the ball. Kevin Durant, he's also an ISO. He also has an ISO to his game. Him being moody, Kyrie being moody, we have yet to see. Because it could be, 2 superstars that are friends playing together and leading the Brooklyn Nets deep into the playoffs, or it could be the Circus Olay, the circus, literally, the black circus over there. So we have yet to see and we have yet to find out. But I do believe that this Nets team can compete next year, even without the services of KD, because they already have that experience. These guys are only going to get better. Karis LeVert is only going to get better. Jared Allen, who I like, who, he gets to the basket. He hustles. He get up there and he blocks shots. He might get dunked on a few times, but that's just how it is when you putting it out there. So they going to get better. And Kyrie Irving, I would assume, because the brother is coming home, that he won't mess things up like how he did in Boston. That he will have a better attitude. That he will be there for his teammates and be in communication with his teammates and not talking to them for like 30 months. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking that he's going to come over here on the Nets and he's going to be a better leader because he's coming home. So that has a lot to do with it. When you want to be somewhere, you act like you want to be there. You do what you got to do. When you don't want to be there, it's just like, why am I here? So he wants to be there. He wanted to be there, and now he's over there. So we'll see. He just signed, Kyrie Irving will receive a full year, $140 million deal, $141 million deal. Kevin Durant, full year, $161 million deal. And DeAndre Jordan will be over there as well. I like the DeAndre Jordan pickup because, yes, I am fond of Jared Allen and what he brings to the table, and I believe that he will get better. You still need that size as a center. You saw it in against the 76ers in the playoffs where this guys was getting out hustled. It was just almost like, when you play that game, when you have a water bottle and you tell somebody to reach this and you're like this. Got to be quicker than that. That's exactly what it was in the playoffs. So you need that body, that big dude that's going to be over there to get rebounds, and he's one of the best rebounders in the game. So I like that move. Bringing in DeAndre Jordan, especially till Kevin Durant comes back. So, what I would say here next is they should be in that top tier teams in the East. That's exactly where they should be, to be honest with you. So hopefully this is a good basketball team and not the Brooklyn Zoo at all. So I want to go shift gears here, and no, I'm not talking to you, Molly Karam. to the Knicks again. I talked about the lower second tier, well, not even second tier, role players that they added to their team. They just signed Julius Randle to a 3-year, $63 million deal, 3 years. Bobby Portis, 2 years, $31 million with a 2020 team option. He averaged 14.2 points a game last season. Alfred Payton, 2 years, $16 million. Wayne Ellington, 2 years, $16 million. Reggie Bullock, a 2-year deal, includes the option. And the Knicks, this is another thing too, right? So you got all these players, and a lot of people was like, you know what? Why not try to pursue KD? Because the report said that the Knicks backed out of the deal. They backed out of the max contract. They wasn't going to give KD a max contract after he got injured, which is understandable. Knowing the Knicks' history of paying guys that did not deserve to be paid coming off injuries. Amari Stoudemire, Jakeem Noah in that awful contract. You know what I'm saying? So the Knicks, it was smart by them not to pay this brother at all because of that and the history of Achilles injuries and knowing that this brother may not even be 90% anymore. So the Knicks was smart. And it hurts me to say it because you want to see the flashiest players on the team. You want to see the KD. It's the Mecca. You don't want to see, Wayne Ellington. Come on, I'm not going to pay to go to the Garden to see Wayne Ellington. Sorry, brother, I don't want to put you on a spot like that, but you're the first thing that came to my head, and I'm going to say it. Right? You don't want to see that. You want to see Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving. You want to see LeBron James, who had his opportunity to come here years ago, and he didn't. And y'all still rocking with this brother. Y'all still one of his disciples, like acting like this brother is Jesus. I'm going to get into that too, because I'm sick of that. I'm sick of all these fake New Yorkers that because the Knicks is trash over there following LeBron James. When LeBron James had an opportunity back when he went to Miami to come to New York. Please. I'm not one of those dudes, all right? This brother's not going to freaking spray perfume, and I'm not going to smell it like it's the best thing I ever smelled in my life. It's not going to happen at all, right? So I don't want to see Wayne Ellington. Yes, these are moves that they got to do because they have no choice. But, yes, they were smart in not paying Kevin Durant that max contract because of, guys with the Achilles injury and knowing that he's going to be out for next year. And when he comes back, it's going to take him time to get reacclimated into the system. I do like the Julius Randle pickup. You know, I do believe he's a guy that can get rebounds. You know, he had a good season last year, you know, a decent season. So I do like that move. And the Knicks just got to do things from the dirt. I mean, they've been in the dirt for the last 40 years, but they just got to keep doing what they got to do in order to build that house that they need to build. Because, listen, this is getting ridiculous with these daggone Knicks. And as a Knicks fan, man, it's just like, damn. It's just like, damn. How can this team overcome what they need to overcome? And hopefully, one day in my lifetime, I can see this happen. You know, hopefully one day in my lifetime. They got to give me at least 1 year in my lifetime where before I clock out of here, whenever that time is, not that I'm going to willingly clock out. I'm just saying when it's my time to go, that I can see that the Knicks is, all right, they back where they need to be. Hopefully. But a lot of people who's, you know, can't even say that. They saw that. So hopefully I could be one of those people. But another thing here is, too, that the Knicks also pulled out of the Kawhi meeting, which is smart because the brother ain't coming here. He's, you know, it was never a chance where we would have saw Kawhi Leonard on the Knicks uniform. It was not happening. Congratulations, Knicks. You know, it's not happening. He wasn't coming here at all. So they pulled out a meeting. That's smart. Get these other guys that you need to get to build your team around because the brother's not coming here, and you're gonna be playing a dangerous game, just like how the Lakers and the who else? The Lakers and the Clippers are playing a dangerous game right now by waiting on this brother Kawhi, who still has yet to make a free agency decision when there's a lot of dudes that are second-tier players that are dropping out like flies. I'm glad the Knicks didn't do that because they were nowhere in where this brother was coming here anyway, so you might as well get all the lower players off the market, which they continue doing. And yes, it's not the flashiest, but hey, it's something. At least there's hope that the Knicks are learning. I would say that. At least there's hope. And I say this with a grain of salt. At least there's hope that the Knicks are learning from previous mistakes. All right? That gives me a little bit of hope. But, you know, Kawhi, moving on to Kawhi here, I want to talk some Kawhi now that I finished with Kyrie Irving and KD. I want to talk some Kawhi Leonard. We on the Kawhi Leonard free agency watch, and if any news break during the show, I'll be the first to announce it here on the show. But right now, we're rating this brother's decision of where he's going to play basketball. Obviously, he just came fresh off a championship, an MVP in the finals at that, and he has a big decision to make. And right now, those three teams that he's choosing from is the Lakers, the Clippers, and the Raptors. We signing with the Raptors. So the word on the street today is that so far he met with all three teams. He met with the Lakers and the Clippers early in the week, and yesterday he met with the Raptors. It's crazy because yesterday he was in Toronto, and the news networks was covering his airplane ride. I mean, when he got off the airplane, then the news coverage was just crazy. They covered his brother when he was driving. You would have thought this brother was on an O.J. Simpson tour. I mean, it was just crazy. I remember when it was O.J. Simpson, before he turned himself in or whatever, how he was on the loose and the whole news networks was following. It was just like that. I mean, my gosh. The fans was lining up at the hotel where he was supposed to be in the lobby. And it was clearly stated that if any of those three teams wanted a chance at Kawhi, that they had to keep this under the hush-hush. These news, wherever the meetings were, shouldn't have gotten out, but somehow it gotten out, right? So will that hurt the Raptors? We have yet to see because the team that has been the most silent has been the Clippers, and yet it's just reported today that they are on the outside looking in, and they're in third place right now. So I don't know about all that, but right now, I mean, the Raptors fans, it's crazy. The news is crazy, and I could get into a whole show about the Raptors fans because we all know the stupidest things that they have done on this championship tour, and these fans is crazy. But one thing's for sure, they love their team, they love their franchise, and they love Kawhi Leonard. And if I'm Kawhi Leonard, it's hard to say goodbye to a parade. I will resign with the Raptors, no doubt about it. I believe that the Raptors has shown that, number one, they can keep this brother healthy for a full entire year. I mean, we barely saw this brother during the regular season because he was on load management. He was healthy. I mean, it was a gruesome playoffs. You had to play Milwaukee, the 76ers, the Magic. But, you know, they had to play those teams. And you saw that Kawhi Leonard without that load management, he wouldn't have been 100%. And he even told you himself that he wouldn't have been 100% or even close in the finals. So they showed that, number one, they can keep this brother healthy. Number two, that they can win the championship. They got the pieces around Kawhi that can help him win the championship. I know Kyle Lowry is when he shoots, it's almost like this brother is in Alaska. Almost. Because he's cold. All right? He's cold. It's like the ball that he shoots becomes a medicine ball. And he's shooting a medicine ball because the brother be shooting bricks. But he hustles. He gets his players in position to make plays. And he plays defense. You got Pascal Siakam that's going to get better. Who made strides. Won the most improved player of the year award. OG Anunoby, who will be back. Who brings that defensive presence as well. Who was missing in that championship one last year. So they had people. Marcus Gasol will be coming back. His veteran leadership and playoff experience always comes in clutch. And he came clutch in one of those games in the series in the finals as well. So you got that. So they have a good management system over there. Masai Ujiri, he has a good relationship with Kawhi Leonard. Drake just offered him a deal with OVO, a role over there with OVO, whatever. So he has all that over there. And most importantly, he has the fan base that's around this brother. They look at this brother like the Messiah. And I'm telling you that right now, not because I'm seeing it on TV, but my own experience when I went into the hotel in Cancun when I went on my vacation. And mind you, I'm in Cancun. I ain't nowhere near Canada. And how I was going to the sports bar to watch the finals, and they took over the sports bar. The Canadians that was over there on vacation. And it was like, listen, if you ain't voting for the Raptors, you can't come in here. They literally took over the sports bar like they owned the place. So I know from a first-hand experience how crazy and delusional the Raptors fans are. But they stand by this brother, and they want this brother to succeed. They stand with this brother. So if I'm Kawhi, I'm not leaving that. And you see he has a good relationship. You saw it develop throughout the year. Obviously, we felt it was going to be shaky with Kyle Lowry because his friend, DeMar DeRozan, got traded in return of Kawhi Leonard. So you thought that there was going to be some ill will there. But guess what? When you win a championship, when you got somebody that's going to lead you to where you want to be, obviously, you can only hate the brother so much. And they seem to have a relationship. They seem to be talking. And that's why I would want Kawhi Leonard to stay with the Raptors and resign. That's a smart, logical thing to do. Now, the brother said he wanted to go home. That's where he wanted to always go. He wanted to go home. So, if he goes to the Lakers, ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you right now, Kawhi Leonard go to the Lakers with LeBron James already over there, top 5 player in the world, one of the best players to ever do it, with Anthony Davis, top 5 player in the world. If Kawhi Leonard, who's ranked number 2 on my list, goes to that Lakers team with the 2 other top 5 players in the league, basketball, I don't know what to say. The league will be ruined, ladies and gentlemen. All right? Me, I'm not the biggest super team type of dude. Yes, it's cool that these dudes are friends. They hold hands. They sing Kumbaya. But I'm more of the rivalry. All right? I'm more of, all right, I want to beat you, not team with you. That's just how it is. All right? That's just me. Like the Lakers and the Celtics back in the day, Magic Johnson, Larry Bird. They wasn't holding hands and going to the club together. They was over there. They wanted to fight. I like that type of basketball. I don't like these holding hands. Yo, brother, you know what? Let's team up. Let's destroy the league. That's exactly what Kawhi Leonard will do. Will destroy the league because you will have 3 top 5 players on that team, on the Lakers. Now, I don't know how their styles will combat each other. I do believe that LeBron James will have to go into the Magic Johnson role where he takes a step back and he just be more of a facilitator, getting Kawhi and AD and Kuzma their shots. That's what he would have to do. You know what I'm saying? So if he could do that, then to me this will work at some point. It's an 82-game season, not a 16-game schedule. So they got 82 games plus the playoffs to find out how all 3 sides, 3 players are going to gel together. So to me, this will ruin the league. And a lot of people is saying, will this put an asterisk on LeBron James' name? And I would say yes, it would, because it will show that, LeBron James needed guys to win the championship. When LeBron James, and this is another thing that I want to tie in with KD, because I feel like it's unfair. Yes, we all know KD is a sensitive guy. Yes, we all know KD is a soul searcher. The brother don't know what he want. The brother left OKC. He went to the Warriors, and now he's with the Nets. But didn't LeBron James make 4 different destination stops? Wasn't he on Cleveland? Then he wanted to win championships. He wanted with Dwayne Wade. Then he came back home to Cleveland, and then now he's on LA. So if you're calling this brother a soul searcher, what the hell is LeBron James? An unsoul searcher? Like, come on, it's the opposite. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is, look, all right, LeBron James having Kawhi and AD, obviously they will win another championship, and they will have a four more championship window to work with. But it will also put an asterisk under this brother's name because of the plays that he played with. I mean, that's not fair at all. Kawhi Leonard going there at all. We already know. We might as well book the tickets because they will win the championship. So I'm hoping Kawhi Leonard, you know, who is a guy that you want to play with him, you play with him. You don't. He don't care. He does his thing. I'm hoping this brother resigns with the Raptors because I believe that it will maintain the balance of the league and where the league is headed. I believe right now the league, balance-wise, is as good as it ever been in previous years because you had 5 teams in the East that's capable of winning the finals. You have 5 teams in the West that's capable of winning the finals. So I like the transparency. I don't like the super team. It's not interesting at all knowing who's going to win before the match even starts, before the series even start. And that's what will happen if Kawhi goes over there. So I like the transparency, and I want to keep it at that because I am not a super team type of dude. All right? That's just not me. Some people like it. I don't like it. So hopefully he resigns or go to the Clippers because I do believe the Clippers with Doc Rivers, a good head coach, and you know, you have Jerry West, who's good at management. The team made the playoffs as an A seed. Obviously, you may need to bring in a few more pieces, but not to the Lakers. Anything but the Lakers. So hopefully, within the next couple of days, we find out what's the word on the street because we should be expecting a decision soon. I mean, the brother can only wait but so long. So we'll see what happens with that. But another thing that I want to get into real quickly, I want to talk about who I believe improved their roster the most during this free agency. So, the team that I believe improved the most during free agency, and there's a lot of teams that improve. I'm going to give you that. But the team that I'm going to go with is the Utah Jazz. They brought in Mike Conley, brought in Bojan Bogdanovic, Jeff Green. They brought in all those dudes. And they signed them to, you know, veteran minimum contracts. I'm talking about Jeff Green here, not Mike Conley. He didn't get a veteran minimum. But they brought all them guys, and I believe that they improved their team the best because Mike Conley is a guy that can set up, you know, guys like Donovan Mitchell to get his shots. You know, obviously, Ricky Rubio, when he was over there, he knew how to pass the ball. You know what I'm saying? He got his guys open, but the brother was injured half the time. So your availability is what makes you a good of a player as, you know, being talented. So he wasn't available half the time. So they got Mike Conley, and he's going to come over there, and he's going to be the facilitator. He has playoff experience. He plays defense. Then you got Bojan Bogdanovic, who plays defense as well. He's one of those players that I call, like, you know, like a bug. You know, like a mosquito. You know the mosquitoes that just get in your face and they zzz, and it's just like annoying. Like, get out of here. Like, he's one of those dudes that he would get up in you, and, you know, it's just annoying. And that's the type of guy that he is. Defensively, he's an annoying basketball player, and he's going to annoy a lot of guys. And guess what? The brother could shoot the 3. So you got guys like that, Jeff Green, you know, coming off the bench to go along with Donovan Mitchell, who won Rookie of the Year, or didn't win Rookie of the Year, runner-up 2 years ago, who came along in the second half of last season. You know, you go through your sophomore slump. And you got Rudy Gobert, who is the defensive player of the year, who can block shots, who's a good center. I mean, to me, they improved their roster, and they went from a top 5 seeded team in the Western Conference to a top 3 seeded team with a chance to actually win the finals, ladies and gentlemen. To me, that team right there, the Utah Jazz, will be up there with the Nuggets, with the Lakers. And matter of fact, I'm going to get into that in a second because I am going to give y'all my top 5 teams after this free agency is over, which is partially is. Right now, in a few minutes, actually, I'm going to give you my top 5 East and West teams right now. So I'm going to get into that. So, Leel's top 5 East and West teams in the NBA in no particular order after this free agency. So, start off in the East because I'm from the East. So I'm start off from the East. I'm gonna say the Bucks is one of those teams, right? Mind you, this is no order. I'm gonna say the Bucks. Playoff experience. They went to the Eastern Conference Finals last year. Giannis entered the Kumpo MVP. He just won the MVP. Improved tremendously. You saw he improved on the shooting a little bit. He can improve on it a little more. I believe he will. I believe it will get even better. You still got Chris Middleton, who's the second best player on the team. He resigned there on I believe it's $151 million deal, if I'm remembering it off the top of my head right. Excuse me if I'm wrong. But he's a guy that can shoot the three ball. I mean, to be honest with you, they're going to be right up there. Playoff experience. They're going to be there again. And they hurt. That game into game 6, and they were hurt. So I believe they're going to come back firing on all cylinders. You got the Celtics. That's another team in my top 5. They lost Kyrie Irving, but obviously Kyrie Irving didn't want to be there. So to be honest with you, you're better when somebody that don't want to be there left. Basically, they got Kemba Walker in his place. Kemba Walker is a guy who doesn't get the respect that he deserves, obviously because he played for Charlotte all these years, and Charlotte just been in the abyss for all these years, and he's able to come on a Celtics team and actually prove that, look, I could do it on the big stage. And he showed that he could in college. He gets, he's a team player, unlike Kyrie Irving. He's a team player. He's going to get guys involved. I believe Jason Tatum, who struggled when Kyrie was over there because he's an ISO player, and Kyrie Irving is an ISO player, he's going to, I'm expecting a better season from him this year because he had that great rookie season, but he went into a sophomore slump. I'm expecting a good third year from Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. They also brought in Enes Kanter, a guy that was in the playoffs, a very key player to the Trailblazers' success. All right, the brother was fasting. All right, during Wimbledon, he had one arm. So your brother is fasting. He had one arm. He got all this stuff going on with his family overseas, and he still was dogging dudes. I mean, that's just to show you that where his heart is. He's a good, likable guy. He's a likable teammate. I don't like what he said with comparing Zion Williamson to Julius Randle, but hey, that's his opinion and free opinion. But he's a guy that's a team player as well. So you got Kemba Walker, you lost Horford, you lost Kyrie, but you're bringing Kemba Walker and Enes Kanter. And even though those two guys are not better than the two guys you had, at the same time, I believe the other role players that is on this team is going to be able to improve. Gordon Hayward, obviously, when his legs get back from his injury, he will be better. Brad Stevens will coach better, and guys will fit his system better. So the Celtics is one of those teams in my top 5. Then we move on to the 76ers, who Al Horford went over there, and Josh Richardson went over there as well. Al Horford is one of those big guys that you like to have on your team. He's a team player. His IQ, he's smart. He can defend. He can shoot the three ball as a center, and he's a good facilitator as well. He has playoff experience as well. So that's a guy that you want on your team. You get him to play at the 4, I'm guessing. He will play at the 4, and Embiid will be at the 5. Still got Ben Simmons, who, listen, I sound like a broken disc record right now, but I'm going to say it again anyway. The brother got to develop a jump shot at some point. At some point, he got to develop that shot. But I believe, he's a good facilitator as well, and he's good defensively. And we all know it's crazy how good Ben Simmons is already without the jump shot. Embiid, like I said, they lost Jimmy Butler. That was a big loss. He's their finisher. He's their closer. He's a guy that they're going to go to when the clock is 2 seconds left. I don't know who's going to be that guy now that Jimmy Butler's out of there because Ben Simmons can't shoot. Al Horford doesn't. He's clutch, but then I'm like, he's not a guy that I will trust to get me there when the clock hits 0. He's not a guy that I can trust. Embiid is not a guy that I can trust in that, predicament either. So I don't know where they're going to get that closer from. And they need a shooter as well. If I'm them, I'm looking to bring in Danny Green or something. I think Danny Green fits their system right because they need shooting. They don't have shooting. They don't have shooting at all. So they need that. But I do believe that would I say this roster is better than the roster that they had previously? Possibly. because you did bring in Tobias Harris. You did re-sign him. He'll bring the shooting, but they need more shooting because sometimes the brother can get cold. So he's not one of those reliable shooters. So Jimmy Butler, on the other hand, that they lost, they offered him the max deal. They offered Jimmy Butler the max contract. And one thing that I have problems with, I'm going to tell you what I have problems with. I have a lot of pet peeves, right? And this is one of my pet peeves. When players, or people, should I say, tell you they want one thing and they act like they want another thing. Or they just wanted another thing, at the end of the day. Like, if you're telling me you want something, right, then I'm expecting that you want that. Then you go and do a 360 and you do something else. Jimmy Butler, right, made it clear that he wanted the max contract. That was his reason of wanting out of the Timberwolves, right? When he went on that rant and he was acting up, he said, look, I want to get paid. All right, he didn't get paid. He left, he walked out. Now he got traded to the 76ers. Right? So we all thinking this brother want to be paid, right? He said he wanted to be paid, so we thinking he was going to get paid, right? So they offered him the 5-year max contract. And dude, is Jimmy Butler a max player? Hell no, he's not a max player. All right, he's a star, but he's not a superstar. I wouldn't give him that contract. That's what he asked for, and they was going to give it to him because they were desperate. And he walked away from it to go to Miami, where he didn't get that money, and they're not even going to compete for a championship at that either. So why did you go to Miami? To say, oh, I'm the guy, I'm going to be the guy? So it was much ado about ego than it was about the dollar bill. Because when he was on the Timberwolves, it was, oh, I want to get paid. I feel disrespected. Karl Anthony Towns got a max deal. Andrew Wiggins got a good deal. So I'm feeling disrespected. But when he left and had an opportunity to get a max contract, it wasn't that. It was, I wanted to be the guy. So it's telling me that this brother was phony this whole time. And he wanted to be the guy. And that's why he, acted the way he acted. To me, that was a stupid move. He should have resigned with the 76ers. And now you're going to go to Miami. Yes, I know it's Miami. I know, the beach is out there and DJ Khaled and all them dudes be out there. But at the end of the day, if your heart is in basketball, you should be wanting to do things for basketball, not for geographical purposes, when you could go there on a vacation. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand that. But another team that I like right now is the Pacers. I believe, Malcolm Brogdon was a good pickup. He's a good point guard, a guy that, had a good season last year for the Bucks. Obviously went down to injury, but when he came back, he automatically made plays for the Bucks, even with coming back from an injury, where guys normally take longer to get back. He got back. So he plays good defensively. I thought this would have been a good move for the Lakers, but the Lakers is over here playing that dangerous jigsaw game where they waiting on Kawhi Leonard to make a decision and where he might not end up there and miss out on all these top 2-tier free agents. They're going to miss out. The Lakers is playing a dangerous game. Now, mind you, if Kawhi go to the Lakers, then it's okay. It's okay, right? Everything happened the way it's supposed to happen for them. But if he decides to stay with Toronto, go to the Clippers, and the Lakers just basically waited for no reason, missed out on all these guys that's dropping like flies, just to say, we waited, it's not going to happen. Their bench right now is non-existent. What are they going to do? Sign Rondo, JaVale McGee? All right, who's on their bench? Nobody. That's just what it is. So they playing a dangerous game. They can continue to play the dangerous game. Me, I'm a type of person. I learned this very hard in the past. I'm not going to lie. There were dudes that told me that they were going to be somewhere, or, I had dates, right? I had dates in the past where let's meet here, and then, I'm dependent on the person. I'm over there waiting with my hands folded like this, and people never showed up. That's a dangerous game. They playing that same game that I played where, I didn't like the way how things ended up. They playing that game. Me, now I know that I don't wait for nobody. Whatever I got to do, I got to do. And if you're not ready, all right, I'm out. So the Lakers is playing that dangerous game. They waiting on his brother to come over there, and they might end up with nobody. The next team that I got on my list, and the last team on the East, will have to be the Raptors if Kawhi, and this is pending, if Kawhi Leonard re-signs with them, they're going to be right up there, and they're going to be the favorites to win it all again. If Kawhi, re-signs it. But we have yet to wait for this brother, and I hope this brother makes his decision really soon. So now we go to the Western Conference. Give me my top 5 teams in the West in no particular order. We have, damn, I didn't even write it down, so I got to go off the top of the dome. All right, cool. The Lakers, Anthony Davis, obviously with the trade over there. Got 2 top 5 players on your team, LeBron James and Anthony Davis. You have Kyle Kuzma over there. Like I just said about the dangerous game getting played, even if they don't get Kawhi in, I still think they are a playoff team, but they can be even better if they fulfill that bench. Because I had debates on Real Fans Will Talk on the show over there where we debated what should the Lakers do. Should they chase this play or not? Or should they build a bench? I do believe they got to build a bench. I do believe it. Because at the end of the day, when the Warriors lost the championship, obviously we all know about the injuries, and that was a key part. But they didn't have that bench anymore. When they won championships, they had a good bench. So a bench is very vital to a team. So you don't have a bench. LeBron James ain't going to be playing all 60 minutes now. The brother's getting older. The brother can't go forever. Father Time is real. Nobody can outbeat Father Time unless your name starts with a T. And I'm referencing Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? So they playing a dangerous game, but I do believe without Kawhi, let's say Kawhi doesn't go there, if they can get let's see who's still on the market. If they could potentially get a Danny Green or somebody, they'd be still in playoff contention. They one of my teams. Now I'm going to go to the Jazz. That's another team in my top 5. Like I said, they improved their roster. They was already a playoff team, 5th seed in that range, and now to me they're a top 3 seed. They're going to be good in the playoffs, and they're going to make noise. Another team is the Nuggets. They made excellent strides last year. Nikola Jokic, the big fella, this dude might be one of my favorites for MVP next year. I do believe that this brother, he can do it all as a big man, and he was hard to stop in the playoffs. I do believe that the Nuggets was young. I said it. I said they wasn't going to win the championship or beat Portland. Why? Not because I know my basketball, which I do know my basketball and my sports, but because I know how it is when it comes to teams being unexperienced, having to get hit first before you know how to come back from it. That's exactly what happened last year. They're gonna have a year under their belt. They're gonna learn from what happened next year. They're gonna be a year older, a year more talented. Jamal Murray, I like what he brings to the table. He got himself a good deal. They sweetened his tea up. Let me get more sugar in my iced tea, please. Thank you very much. That's exactly what they did for this brother contract. Paul Millsap, he's been good for them. And you got dudes that never played yet. Michael Porter Jr., he's going to be back over there. I believe he just injured himself. Not too bad. I think some type of minor injury in the summer league, but hopefully he can stay healthy. The Nuggets is one of my teams, top 5 teams in the Western Conference. So that's 3 teams right now. Rockets. Listen, the Rockets, to me, it's almost like I'm seeing more potential in the Rockets than the Rockets are themselves or other people. Because this is a team that the only team they lost to in the last 2 years was the Warriors. The Warriors won the championship 2 years ago and made it to the championship last year. That's the only team they lost to in 2 years, right? And one of those years, 2 years ago, was in the Western Conference Final in a Game 7, which they could have won to go to the finals, right? So I do believe that with all the dysfunction going on right now between CP3 and James Harden, all they got to do is say, you know what? Let's put the Eagles aside. Let's play basketball and run it back. Because guess what? The Warriors are not going to be the same Warriors. Even though I like what they did as far as free agency acquisitions, but they're still not going to be the same Warriors. They still missing KD because he's going to be on the Nets. Klay Thompson is not going to come back probably till February from his ACL injury. So they're not going to be the same Warriors. So why not run it back? Why not? So if they can piece that up together. They just brought back Austin Rivers. He played good for them last year. He can shoot the 3-ball. So he has a little experience as well. They can run it back. They one of my top 5 teams, and now I need one more team. Doing it from the top of the head, I'm gonna leave that blank because I can't think right now. My brain I got too much packet in my brain. I got another radio show right now. But those are my teams right now. That's top 5 East to West, who I believe are going to be. There we go. It just came to me. Saved by the Bell. The Trailblazers, the Portland Trailblazers, is another team that I believe is going to be in that top 5. They just brought in another player. Oh, my gosh. Hassan Whiteside. There we go. They brought in Hassan Whiteside, the center, to go along with that center position. You remember they lost Nurkic last year in the playoffs. He's going to be back. Damian Dime, he took a step forward last year. improving his stock on my list and a lot of people's list as a point guard in the league. He's going to be good. You got CJ McCollum, who showed up in the playoffs, dropping 40 points. You know, this and that. He's going to be good. Trailblazers is going to be good. They've been in the playoffs for the last couple of years. They lost a lot as well. They got further last year. They made it to the Western Conference. And this is a team with a lot of playoff experience. And I do believe that that's going to be valuable when the other dudes are just out there shaking like a daggone salt shaker when it comes to the playoffs. They're going to be up there.
And we are back. Welcome back, Central New Yorkers. Anybody out there listening via the live stream, you are listening to WSUC FM, The Dragon, with Kenny C and Leel. This is The Huddle.
Lean back. Hey,
and we are back. Lean back and listen in. The Huddle News starts now.
It was solid. Strong arm, very polished passer. I think
6'3".
I think Kyler Murray has a huge upside. I do believe he will have more success, probably, as far as his individual stats, because of how friendly that offense under Kingsbury is going to be for him. But as an overall quarterback, mechanic-wise, I believe Haskins is the better.
So in conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, I want to touch on some July 4th holiday traditions, obviously, because it's the July 4th special. You got the Coney Island Nathan's Hot Dog Eating Contest that took place earlier today. And I know what y'all saying. Like, who cares? It's a hot dog eating contest. It's not a popular sport. But I have a great deal of respect for greatness, for dynasties, for GOATs that come in all forms, right? Whether it's movies or athletes or whatever. Tom Brady, we all know, is the GOAT in football. There's no question about it. You want to debate me? Hit my line. I'm with the debates. Because I've been debating this with ignorant people for years now. So feel free to debate with me. I'll read my messages. All right? Michael Jordan, he's a GOAT of basketball. Don't come over here with that LeBron James foolishness, please. Muhammad Ali, my favorite boxer of all time. Michael Jackson, the GOAT. Please don't come with this Chris Brown movements, even though I like Chris Brown and what he's doing. It's not better than Michael Jackson. Joey Chestnut is the GOAT of this hot dog eating contest. All right? He won 12 times. All right, that's equivalent to 12 rings, okay? Today he won by eating 71 hot dogs in 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, 71 hot dogs in 10 minutes. That's crazy. I couldn't do that. You give me a bucket of fried chicken, maybe. But I can't eat 71 hot dogs in 10 minutes. The brother just did that today. 4 hot dogs short of his record that he set last year. So, the brother is doing his thing, and he's the GOAT of hot dog eating contest. So you could catch the repeat tonight, I believe, on ESPN, and it comes on every year around this time on July 4th. You got Wimbledon that's going on right now. And to be honest with you, there's not like Wimbledon. It's not like a nice game of tennis. You know what I'm saying? My favorite tennis tournaments are Wimbledon along with the U.S. Open. Nice weather. You get to see your favorite tennis players playing, going back at it. You see great athletes like Novak Djokovic, Rafael Nadal, Roger Federer, Serena Williams, Venus Williams. You see the sisters, Andy Murray. You get to see the great upsets as well. And speaking of upsets, we just had Venus Williams losing to a 15-year-old named Coco Gauff, who won both sets 6-4. Wow. So it was her first singles match. Ladies and gentlemen, it was her first singles grand slam of her career, should I say. And it's crazy because her dad was watching he was watching tennis and said that, Serena was the GOAT. And she said, look, I'm going to be the GOAT. And guess what? She did. And in conclusion, I would say this. It's nothing like a hungry person that got a lot to prove. All right? It's nothing like that. Because not saying Venus didn't try hard. But when you win, you win. But guys that want to get their names or girls that want to get their names out there, they're going to do whatever it takes to win. And I'm going to do it. I respect the OGs. I have a lot of respect for the OGs. I listen to other people's radio shows. I listen to other people's podcasts, and I'm very friendly. I'll be like, yo, dope show, dope that. But at the end of the day, I want to come from my throne when it's my time. And that's just what I got to say. So, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up another episode of the Real Leel Show. Hopefully, y'all be safe. And if y'all popping them firecrackers, please don't lose no limbs, no arms, none of that. And please, if you are in the hood, try to calm it down. Please, I'm trying to get some sleep. But anyway, I'm out. See y'all. And my next show, What You Grind Like, is up next. And we out.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your boy Real Leel, and I am back again. Every day, there are news going on in the world of sports and pop culture, and I get my unique takes on them. Please subscribe to the channel so you can get all the latest updates on these hottest news and see the full episodes of my radio shows, The Real Leel Show, college and podcast version, In the Huddle, and What's Your Grind Like podcast. Daily updates, breaking news on my Instagram page, weekly blogs. Ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoy the content.
Ready to get this show on the road.
The catchphrase of all catchphrases.